If you're watching this video, chances are you may not watch the Eurovision Song Contest this year. And I get you, because I'm in the same boat. Perhaps you're still following national finals, maybe you even watched Benidorm Fest or Adal. But what if you're looking for more to scratch the itch? Hell, even if you will watch Eurovision, you might still be in the market for another show in that style. Well, there is a number of music competitions that you could look into. I'd like to pitch you what I believe to be the best one. A show that isn't so much one contest as it is two contests and a separate award ceremony in one. An event that, over the course of the 2020s, has grown at a staggering rate and reached out to new audiences. Introducing to you Sámi Grand Prix. To begin with, some cultural context may be helpful. The Sami are a Uralic people indigenous to Sapmi, a region straddling the northern parts of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the Kola Peninsula in Russia. Bringing it back to Eurovision for a moment, Sami artists who have competed at Eurovision in the past are Mattis Hetta, Roger Pontare, Agnete, and Fred Puglio of Keino. On the national final side of things, there's Ann-Marie Andersen, John Henrik Fjellgren, the mother-daughter duo Solju, Elin Koven of Elin and the Woods, and their Sara. Furthermore, while they aren't necessarily culturally Sami, Linnea Henriksson and Etta are of Sami descent. Like all peoples, Sami people have a rich history and culture whose full scope go beyond a video like this. But let's touch on some things lightly. First of all, Sami people have been persecuted for centuries. They have been subjected to cultural genocide, and to this very day, their land rights are routinely ignored. And even when those rights are upheld or defended, it's often met with a surge of hate crimes. If you want to learn more, I highly recommend the video A Comprehensive History of the Sami by Oike. It's linked in the description. Understanding this helps one appreciate what Sami Grand Prix represents, a people thriving in the face of hate. To quote Ole Matte Gaup, co-host of Sami Grand Prix 2024,
Sámi Grand Prix, tällä on ollut ämpökutushokta laulunkilavu, tällä kiellä identiteettä ja oktas tuora festamas alle saamille melde ja mai pouti no duumai farrui.
Two aspects of Sami culture that are especially relevant to Sami Grand Prix are languages and yoik. There are, officially, as of the research phase of this video, 9 living Sami languages. In general, statistics on the numbers of speakers of languages can be unreliable, so take these figures I'm about to throw at you with a grain of salt. Up to 30,000 people are estimated to speak a Sami language natively, which is less than a third of the total Sami population. Out of these, between 15,000 and 25,000 speak Northern Sami. The second largest language, Lule Sami, could have as many as 2,000 or as few as 650 native speakers. The other languages have no more than 600 native speakers each, with 3 of them having fewer than 100. All Sami languages are endangered, but Northern Sami is in a slightly better position as it's only classified as definitely endangered in the UNESCO Atlas of the World Languages Endangered, while all the others are classified as severely endangered or critically endangered. Additionally, there are at least 3 dead or extinct Sami languages, the most recent language death being Akala Sami, whose terminal speaker passed away in 2003. The Sami languages have official status in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, but not Russia. Language revitalization efforts, with or without government support, are ongoing. If you'd like to know more, I recommend the video Introduction to the Sami Languages by Academia Cervena. It's too linked in the description. Yoik is a particular singing style that originated in Sami culture. It's traditionally sung a cappella, and it may lack lyrics altogether or use them sparingly. Yoiks are evocative rather than descriptive in nature. That is to say, the subject of a yoik isn't yoiked about, it simply is yoiked. Think of it as painting with your voice, if that makes sense. Yoiks can convey just about anything, but common subjects include individual people, animals, or places. Yoiking is a spiritual practice, historically performed by shamans known as Noaidi, and often because of that, it's been banned in the past. However, yoik is still one of the best preserved aspects of the Sami religion. It's also worth noting that there are Sami singing traditions that technically aren't yoik, such as Uelie in Southern Sapmi and Leud, lived, and lived in eastern Sápmi. However, in most cases, yoik can be used as a catch-all term that includes all these, and in the context of Sámi Grand Prix, Welie, Leud, lived, and lived are eligible for the yoik category. So with all that out of the way, let's get to Sámi Grand Prix itself. It's a competition that's existed since 1990 and is held in the Arena Pactahalli in Kautokeino, a venue that has an approximate capacity of 700 people. There are two categories, song and yoik, and as such, there are two winners every year. That being said, yoik is allowed and often is featured in the song category. The purpose of the yoik category is more to provide an even playing field where yoik gets to compete on its own rather than as something supporting a larger song. The current format has a total of 12 entries, 6 songs and 6 yoiks, and a 50-50 Yuri televote split. The winner of each category gets 20,000 Norwegian krone and a stipend. Additionally, the Ailohash Music Award is given out during the show. This is awarded to an individual or group who has made significant contributions to the Sami music scene. The award is named after the late Nils Aslak Ailohash Valkeapää, whose life and work is way beyond the scope of this video. But to make a long story very short, he helped revitalize and promote renewed interest in yoik during a time when it was considered taboo, in addition to being an influential early figure in the Sami rights movement. Ailohash was also bisexual, but remained closeted his entire life. The winner of the Ailohash Music Award gets 20,000 Norwegian krone, a diploma, a piece of artwork, and a 2-week stay at Lasagami, which was Ailohash's personal residence. Over these past few years, Sami Grand Prix has grown a lot, and I mean a lot, from its humble beginnings. It's really difficult for me to put into words how dramatic what I used to call the production maxing has been, but I will try to show you. This is Sola Ainak performing Miala at Sami Grand Prix 2017. And this is the same artist in the same venue performing Biegolmai 8 years later. In my mind, it's clear that the organizers of Sami Grand Prix want to attract a non-Sami audience in addition to the existing Sami audience. And it's really not difficult to see why, because there's a lot of quality here that deserves a wider audience. I put together a small compilation of entries I particularly like in hopes of showing you what I mean. It could have easily been 3 times longer. So, how did we get here? Let's dive into the history. Sami Grand Prix has its origins in the Sami Easter Festival, a Sami cultural festival that's been held in Kautokeino for decades. In 1971, a yoik concert was held in the local school gym. There was just one small problem. Remember how I said yoik has been banned in the past? Yeah, the Kautokeino school was one example of that. Yoik had been banned from instruction at the premises since the 1950s. Stigma at the time linked yoik to drunkenness. The concert went ahead, but it was controversial. Despite the controversy, the yoik concert became an annual fixture of the festival. In 1974, the concert was moved to the newly built sports venue Plasthallen. Over the years, the yoik concert became more and more popular, and the organizers of the festival, alongside Kautokeino's adult and youth Sami associations, hatched an idea to expand on it even further. In January of 1990, they released a press statement inviting Sami people from across the Nordic countries to apply to the world's first Sami music competition. The inaugural Sámi Grand Prix was held in Plastallen on Easter Saturday that year, with 8 songs and 4 yoiks. In 1993, the contest moved to the newer venue Baktahagi, where it remained ever since. This was also when the Ailo Hash Music Award was introduced to commemorate Ailo Hash's 50th birthday. In the early years, Sámi Grand Prix contestants were primarily local, Northern Sami-speaking artists from Kautokeino itself, Madse, or Kalasiok. In the decades since, the selection has diversified, though Norway is still the most successful nation and Northern Sami is still the most commonly used language. It makes sense since Norway does have the largest Sami population, and Northern Sami is the most spoken Sami language. The first Swedish Sami to compete in Sami Grand Prix was Lars-Olof Juuso, who competed in the song category in 1990. The first Finnish Sami to compete was Anna-Reetta Niemelä, who competed in the yoik category in 1998. The first time a Russian Sami competed was in 2001. This was Anfisa Ageva, who won the yoik category that year. The most recent time was in 2021, when Domna Komniuk competed in the yoik category and Yeltsin Galkin and Roman Yakolev came third in the song category. In 2023, Ole Märte Göp said that for the time being, Russian Sami people cannot safely participate in Sami Grand Prix. That's understandable but unfortunate. I really do wish that sooner rather than later, Russian Sami people can return to the Sami Grand Prix stage, especially now that it's become bigger than ever. In the year 2000, the institution Sami Music Festival was founded. Their purpose is to fund and organize Sami Grand Prix. In 2006, it became a regional selection for Elite International, which is a music competition on the theme of European minority languages. Artists selected through Sami Grand Prix have won 3 times. They withdrew after 2022, according to Sami Grand Prix producer Ul Johan Göp, because they aren't satisfied with Elite International as an event or the benefit it has for the artists. I like to say that Sami Grand Prix has been a regional selection for Elite International, in the same way that Sanremo is a national selection for Eurovision. It predates Elite International and has a lot of prestige beyond just as a selection, so it carries on as a standalone thing even after leaving the international competition, just like how Sanremo continued after Italy withdrew from Eurovision in the late 90s. Sami Grand Prix has been broadcast on radio, primarily in majority Sami areas since the mid-90s. Sami Music Festival considered ending the broadcast in 2013 to entice more people to attend in person, but walked it back after heavy backlash. After all, the audience of Sami Grand Prix is bigger than Baktahali's capacity, and Sapmi is big. Not everyone lives within a reasonable traveling distance of Kautokeino, and there is a sizable Sami diaspora, especially in the capitals Oslo, Stockholm, and Helsinki, who may consider Sami Grand Prix as a way to connect with Sápmi from afar. This argument was expressed by Marie-Therese Nordsletta Aslaksen, a member of the Norwegian Sami parliament. She said that, if anything, the broadcasting of the contest should be expanded to television, and she wasn't alone. This sentiment was also expressed by Ingrid Ante Ailu Göp, who's competed in Sami Grand Prix many times and was runner-up in the song category in 2005, and Loke Ludvigsen, who won the Ailo Hash Music Award in 1997. Perhaps inspired by this interest in a televised Sami Grand Prix, the Sami University College in Kautokeino and the local radio station GLR collaborated to stream Sami Grand Prix online the following year. A televote was introduced in 2010. It wasn't used in 2013 because that year had contestants from all 4 countries, and offering televoting in all of them wasn't possible. Online voting through Sami Grand Prix's website was also used later in the 2010s. In 2019, online voting through the Norwegian broadcaster NRK's website was introduced, and it's been used ever since. In 2014 and 2015, regional selections were experimented with. These selections happened the autumn prior, so the selections for Sami Grand Prix 2014 happened in 2013, for instance. They were smaller, local contests divided by nation. These selections existed for the Norwegian and Swedish sides of Sápmi, and the organizers had interest in expanding to Finland and Russia as well, but I couldn't find any information that suggests that came through. The idea was ultimately abandoned for economic reasons. The 2020 edition was cancelled. Every artist selected for 2020 was automatically entered into 2021, and unlike with Eurovision, they were allowed to use their 2020 entries. The 2021 edition had pre-recorded performances, similar to 10 Years and Technicolor. The show was also aired on NRK's web player NRK TV for the first time. 2022 is when a lot of things start happening really quickly. First of all, superfinals were introduced in both categories. The superfinals had 2 entries each and were decided entirely by televote. They returned for 2023 and 2024 before being retired in 2025. And more crucially, NRK became co-producers. This allowed for a bigger budget, and for the first time ever, Sámi Grand Prix was televised. It also aired on the Swedish and Finnish broadcasters SVT and Yle's web players SVT Play and Yle Arena. Fred and Alexandra from Kano hosted. 2 years later, SVT became a co-producer too, and televised Sámi Grand Prix as well. SVT added content to the Melfest app to go with this, including trading cards and the option to vote on Sámi Grand Prix entries through the app. 2024 was my own personal introduction to Sámi Grand Prix. SVT was naturally doing a fair bit of marketing to go with these investments, and it caught my attention. I quite enjoyed myself watching it. The performances were all polished, yet authentic. Natalie Carrion and Ole Matt de Goop did a really good job hosting. I decided I will watch again next year. If 2024 impressed me, 2025 was what really blew me away. But before we get to my personal experiences, let's go over the final upgrades. Yle became co-producers as well. An official YouTube channel was started and uploaded entries from 2022 and later. Sámi Grand Prix was moved to the week before Easter Saturday for the first time, a change that's still in effect in 2026. It was partially to attract viewers who might otherwise be busy on Easter Saturday, but also because, well, Sámi Grand Prix has, in a sense, outgrown the Easter festival. Local accommodations like hotel rooms were starting to run short with Sámi Grand Prix and the Easter Festival running concurrently. So to ease that pressure, Sámi Grand Prix was moved to 1 week earlier. I imagine this was probably bittersweet to experience for organizers and longtime fans. Another new addition was a more detailed presentation of the results, complete with the split screens we know from Eurovision and its national finals. I hosted a little watch party on Discord, and we all had fun with it. I can't stress enough that the quality of the entries in 2025 was insane. The best analogy I can make is that it was UMK tier. Takechada, which won the song category, was 4th in my personal ranking, so in the lower half. And it's still an 8 out of 10 banger that I stream regularly to this day. Eurofans who found it through Reddit or YouTube have expressed that it would have fit right in at Eurovision, and yeah, this quality is consistent with Eurovision at its best. And this doesn't just apply to Dalkichada. I think all but one of the song category entries, in a hypothetical scenario where they could have been entered into Eurovision, could have realistically qualified. The yoiks were all really strong too. This kind of consistently great quality is really rare among official national finals, partially because in most cases the national final is considered little more than a build-up to Eurovision. Therefore, many broadcasters argue that they can get away with some mid-filler entries. In most cases, they won't risk winning and landing them a bad result at Eurovision, as long as there's something stronger in the selection. But when the show isn't a selection for something larger, and it is the final, the organizers have a vested interest in selecting as many of the greatest submitted options available. That makes the show inherently better and also more exciting as it is a more level playing field. I've only found submission numbers for 2023, 2025, and 2026, but all 3 of them were under 50. Keep in mind, that includes both songs and yoiks. It's incredibly telling of the quality of the Sámi music scene and its devotion to Sámi Grand Prix that such low numbers can produce such great selections. For context, Vienna Calling, where Saint Philostelike received over 500 submissions. This is a reason I think that even if it were possible, I wouldn't have wanted Sámi Grand Prix to be an official national final for Eurovision. The fact that Eurovision is a hot mess right now aside, Sámi Music Festival and the co-producers have a great thing going on, and given a lot of the recent growth happened concurrently with Sámi Grand Prix dropping out of Fleet International, I believe it works best as a standalone show. Beyond all that, Ole Matte Goop did well hosting again, together with Maxida Malek this time. Jon-Henrik Fjellgren was there, as he was the recipient of that year's Ailohash Music Award, and together with Nils-Ove Kålak and Mikael Mate Hatta, they performed an amazing interval act. I was introduced to Sámi Grand Prix at a time when many of the most drastic changes in recent history had already been made. I imagine it was probably very exciting to experience this evolution in real time. There's so much passion being poured into all aspects of this show, and it's seemingly only getting better and better every year. I really do hope I've made my case clear that Sámi Grand Prix is worth your time. If I've convinced you, you can watch it live through NRK TV, SVT Play, or either Arena on the 28th of March, 7:45 p.m. Central European Time. I plan to make a second video recapping my thoughts on this edition afterwards, and I hope to see you then. Leave a comment, or don't, I'm not your mom.